morning students. In this video you are going to learn about the 5R principle. So one by one you are going to learn. First one is refuse, that means avoid. The best thing to do is to avoid the using plastic products. So one time use throwaway plastics can often be avoided. For example, we can carry a cotton or jute bag when we go shopping and say no when a shopkeeper offers as a plastic bag. So everyone should bring the cotton or jute bags whenever you go to purchase. So you have to avoid the plastic carry bags. Second one is reduce. So reducing the amount of plastics we use is important. So before buying a plastic product, we can check to see if there are any substitute or alternatives that can be used. So you have to think about once or twice any alternate material for that particular plastics. When they are available, you have to consume that. So if we use fewer plastics, we will create a less plastic waste. However, even if we try to reduce the amount of plastics we use and throw away, it is impossible to stop using the plastics completely. The third one is reuse. If possible, product made up of plastics can be used again and again. For example, if we have a plastic bag is a good in condition, instead of throwing it away, we can use it again the next time we go for shopping. So if you have a plastic product and if you do not feel like using it again, so we can give it to others instead of throwing it out. So you have to use again and again the same plastic bag. Then fourth one is recycle. So it'd be better to recycle plastic waste. So because only 9% only we have to recycle. Separating the plastic waste and make sure it get recycled is good, as it turn waste material into something new. Then it will not be thrown away in a landfill, open dump, or end up as a littering in the environment. So many thermoplastics can be recycled. So only thermoplastics only can be recycled, not thermosetting plastics. So they can be softened by heating and they can made into another article by recycling. New article can be produced when they are recycled the plastics. But thermosetting plastics cannot be recycled. So recycling of plastics is challenging, and it is important to know that plastics cannot be recycled forever. There are so many different types of plastics which are often mixed together, so making it difficult to separate them back into the original material. So we cannot shorten easily because many type of the plastics are mixed together. That's why the recycling process is very difficult. So every time the plastic is melted and recycled, it lost the quality. This is downcycling. So recycling of plastics waste cannot be only the solution to plastic pollution. So only minimum amount of plastic can be recycled. So it is not a solution for pollution. Recycling is not solution for pollution. The last one is recover, composite and incinerate. Solid waste can be converted into resource such as electricity and composite through the thermal and biological means. So burning plastics in a large furnace or in the open is bad for the environment because most of the toxic chemicals are released into the environment. So open burning release the toxic pollutant into the air and soil which are harmful to our health, animal and the environment. So burning plastics at high temperature in incinerator and trapping the gases and collecting the toxic ash is widely used to produce energy. So this is often seen as a positive way to deal with the plastic waste. However, burning plastic release the super toxic gases and remain ash contain toxic chemicals and heavy metals. However, burning plastics release super toxic gases, so remaining ash contain toxic chemicals and heavy metals. So burning of plastics is not a good solution as we end up the wasting new non-renewable resources and produce super toxic chemicals that are difficult to store or dispose safely. So that is a open burning and this is a incineration, this is a open burning. Then the next topic is landfill. So plastic waste often end up in the landfill that are huge holes where waste is buried to separate from the environment. Plastic waste often end up in the landfill that are huge holes where waste is buried to separate from the environment. So this is the most commonly way for plastic to be disposed around the world. So plastic make up 7 to 13% waste that is sent to landfill on the global scale. The plastics in landfill can still lead to pollution of the air, soil, groundwater. So over time the landfill can degrade and the toxic chemicals in certain plastics can leak out into the environment. Next one is the biodegradable plastics. The concept of biodegradable plastics or bioplastics was first introduced in 1980s. So based on the nature of degradation, there are two main type of plastics. One is degradable plastics, another one is compostable plastics. So degradable plastics are made from petroleum, oil or gas, which is the same as conventional plastics. Biodegradable wastes are made from petroleum oil or gas, which is the same as conventional plastics. The difference in is that they have a chemical or additive added to them to make them break down faster than conventional plastics when they are exposed to sunlight, oxygen or water. So what do you think will happen to the degradable plastics? So degradable plastics broke down into tiny pieces is called microplastics and these stay in our environment for a very long time. So it is very important to understand that the degradable plastics do not break down completely in the environment. So scientists have found the plastics in the ocean are really bad and it is likely that these tiny pieces in the soil are also harmful. So compostable plastics are derived from renewable sources such as corn, sugarcane, avocado seeds or shrimp shells. So compostable plastics can be broken down completely by microbes, turned back into food for plant, carbon dioxide, methane, water and other natural compounds. So next topic is plastic eating bacteria. Plastic eating bacteria. So in 2016, scientists from Japan tested different bacteria from a bottle recycling plant and found that So idenol scalines is 201F6 could digest the plastics used to make single-use drinks bottle, that is PET bottle. The PET bottle can be digested by that bacteria. So that PET bottle is made up of polyethylene terephthalate PET. The bacteria works by scratching and an enzyme known as PETase. That enzyme broke down the plastics into smaller molecules. The smaller molecules are then absorbed by the bacteria as a food source. So the working of the enzyme is diagrammatically given below. So how the bacteria is consuming that PET bottle. So although the discovery of the bacteria broke down plastics is seen as a potential source to the plastic pollution. So it is still very complex. A big issue is the scale of plastic pollution problem. So we consume and produce such a large quantity of plastics, and this is only increasing the scale of bacteria break down the plastics is much slower and will therefore not solve the crisis we are facing. So another limitation is that it is restricted to PET resin code 1 plastics, which currently is one of the most recyclable plastics worldwide. Okay, so restricted to resin code 1 plastics, cannot used as a recyclable plastics. So it will not be a feasible solution to the issue of the large quantity of non-recyclable low-grade plastics which are polluting the environment. So that is why it cannot be the solution to plastics pollution on its own. So that is the only way we have to reduce the uses of plastics. Then only we have to control the pollution of the pollution is made by plastics. So next topic is glass types and uses. Glass can be found wherever we look. So in our surroundings we are using most of the glass products. So glass window, glass mirror, glass light bulb, glass water bottle, so glass vessels. So glass is one of the world's oldest and most versatile human created materials. So glass is the only material that can be recycled over and over again without losing its quality. So glass can be easily recycled. So glass is bit of your radle. Radle means pudir. So it is hard enough to product as, but it shatter with incredible ease. It is made from opaque sand. The glass is made from opaque sand. Yet it is completely transparent, mostly surprising. It behaves like a solid material, but it is also a sort of wired liquid in discuss. So glass is otherwise called super cooled liquid. Okay, so the glass is prepared by heating silicon dioxide. SiO2 means silicon dioxide until it melt, say to about 1700 degrees Celsius, and sodium carbonate is added. Silicon dioxide is melted in 1700 degrees Celsius. Then we have to add the sodium carbonate, then cool down readily fast. In silicon dioxide melt, silicon and oxygen atom break down of their crystal structure. If we cooled slowly, the atoms would slowly line up back into their crystalline arrangement. But if we cool the liquid fast enough, the atoms of silica will be halted in their tracks. They won't have time to line up, okay, and they will be stuck in their any old arrangement. So slow steady cooling only glass will be formed. Fast cooling means glass cannot be formed because the arrangement gets delayed, it will be stuck up. So with no other to the arrangement of atom, we call the materials like their amorphous. It is a glass is a amorphous. So glass material otherwise called as a amorphous material. At this stage, glass is linear in arrangement of inorganic in nature, has structurally very similar to glass. So they are considered as a polymer. The arrangement is similar to the polymer. Glass arrangement is similar to polymer. So in a commercial glass plant, sand is mixed with waste glass. They obtain from the recycling collection. Soda ash. Soda ash means sodium carbonate, and limestone means calcium carbonate, and heated in a furnace. When we added a waste glass, soda ash and limestone is added and heated in furnace. So soda ash reduce the sand melting point and produce a kind of glass that would dissolve in water. Limestone is added to stop that happening. The end product is called soda lime silica glass. So it is a ordinary glass we see all around us. So usually other chemicals are added to change the appearance of property of the finishing glass. For example, iron, chromium based chemicals are added to the molten sand to make green tinted glass. The green tinted glass means the metal like iron and chromium is added into the glass, into the raw material. So oven proof borosilicate glass, widely they are called as Pyrex glass, is made by adding the boron oxide in the molten mixture. Boron oxide is added to the molten mixture. We get oven proof borosilicate glass. So the Pyrex glass is do not affected by the heat. So adding lead oxide makes from a sandwich or laminated multi-layer of glass and plastic bonded together. Lead oxide added means multi-layered glass can be produced because plastic is bonded to the glass. Toughened glass is used in car winds. Hail is made by cooling molten glass very quickly to make it harder, much harder. So these are the different type of glasses. When the different chemicals is added to it, it can be produced. So that's all about the polymer chemistry lesson. So lesson will be over. Thank you, students.